Hey everyone, so last time we talked about the merge sort and today we are going to learn about the quick sort. So as you learned in the merge sort that the merge procedure is the main thing there, and just like that in quick sort the partition is the main procedure here. So all you need to understand is the partition carefully, then the quick sort would be very easy, which we will discuss in the next video, but today we'll focus on the partition procedure. So the partition procedure, partition will do is if we given an array and like we have some values like 2, 3, 1, 6, 7, 4, 0. Let's say these are the values. Then what our partition will do is it will take out the last element and it will place it at the correct position. Okay. So 0 would not be a good choice here because to understand, let me see, let me take another value which is 5. 5 would be good. So now what it will do is at the end of this, when this whole function will run and after this function ends, what it will do is the 5 will go to its correct position and all the elements at the left of 5 would be lesser than 5 and at the right of 5 they would be greater than 5. They are not sorted but they are at least lesser than 5. Okay, and then again we will run the partition in this subarray and in this subarray as well. Then we take its last element and this last element as the pivot element. Actually we call this last element as pivot, and then it will again go to that like that and so on. So that's how it works. So it is also kind of a recursive procedure, the whole quick sort, but today we will focus on the partition, like how partition works. So basically partition will take an array A, the starting index P and the R is the index. So let us consider that the index is from 1 to starting from 1 and to 7. So in this example, so see, first the pivot element would be A of R. So AR is the last element, so we take the last element as pivot. Now I would be P minus 1. So I is initially 0, right? And we will say that J will actually, sorry, there is something mistake. It will say J from P to, it will run to R minus 1. Okay, so now the J would be iterated from this second index to the second last index. Sorry, from first index actually. So it will run from first index to the second last because we don't need to compare with the last element itself because it's the pivot. Now we will check that if A of J is less than or equal to pivot. So we have to find a value which is less than or equal to. So see, the first element when J is 1, then A of J is 3, right? A of J is 3. So it is less than. Then what we have to do is we have to increase I by 1. So I just becomes 1 and we swap A of I with A of J. So now we are going to swap A of 1 with A of 1. So that didn't make any sense. So at the first iteration this 3 will remain the 3 itself. But one thing you have to remember that now I is increased. Okay, now J is also increased, so because J is in the loop, so J will automatically increased as it is a for loop. So we'll say that okay, I will increase only if this condition is true. Okay, otherwise I will be I'll be keep as it is. Now J will again increase, it will check with 5. So is 5 less than or equal to 4? No. So it will again go do nothing. Again it is a false condition, again false condition, again false. This time here at the 6th index this is true. So 2 is less than 4, right? So now what we have to do is now J is here and I, if you remember, I is at the I value is 1. So now at the second time I is 1 and J is 6, right? Now what we have to do is we have to swap we have to first increase I by 1. So I will be incremented by 1. So let me just change the color. Now I would be incremented. So I becomes 2. And we are going to do a of 2. We are going to do a of I swap a of I with a of j, right? So we are going to swap these two, this 2 and this 7. Sorry, whoops, this 5. So now what we get is this 3 would be here, 2 becomes here, then 7, 6, 8, 5 and 4, right? Now at the end of the loop, because we reached up to the last r minus 1 value, so this loop will be over. Then at the end of the loop we just swap the I plus 1th element with the pivot. So now that means we are going to swap this 4 with the I plus 1, because remember I last time is 2, so now I plus 1 will be 3, so it is going to swap these two. So what we get, we're going to get 3, 2, 4, 6, 8, 5 and 7. Whoops. Right, so now you can see the pivot come to its right place, and at the left of pivot every element is less than the pivot value. So 3 and 2 is less than 4, but still they are not sorted, and at the right of this all the value are greater than 4 exists, and these are also unsorted. So we will again apply the partition here, then the 7 will come at right place, then again, so it will work recursively similarly for this side as well. So that's all. So I hope partition would be very easy as compared to the merge procedure. So this is a short video actually. So if you like the video, then please, if you understand the video or if you have any doubt, just make sure to comment and ask, and I will reply within few minutes. And please share the video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. See you in my next one.